Did you know the secret to the serve is all in the pelvis? That's right, it's all in the pelvis. I'm gonna share with you what that secret is in today's lesson. It's gonna blow you away. Hi, my name is Jeff Salzenstein, the founder of Tennis Evolution, one of the leading online tennis instruction websites in the world. Some call me the serve surgeon because I've dissected the serve from the feet all the way up to the head and then some to help players like you get to the next level. And today we are going to talk about the pelvis or the hips and what people are not doing and what they should be doing if they want to develop a professional looking serve, a serve that is elite and that can keep improving. And so the biggest thing that I see with players trying to use their pelvis is that when they choose to bend their knees, they essentially squat. There's a lot of squatting and the butt is sticking out like this. When that happens, it creates an extra curve in the spine. We call this an S posture, so the curve is in the low back, and you don't want that when you serve. Now this is very different than going to the gym. Imagine going to the gym and squatting and shooting your hips back like this. That is not how you serve. So the squat in tennis is in a tennis serve is very different than a squat in the gym. You want to be squatting like this. Notice how my pelvis is in a neutral position here as I bend my knees and go down. If I were squatting in a gym, I'd stick my butt back and sit back like this. Very different, right? It's almost like I'm sliding down a wall with a neutral spine like this. That's what you want to practice doing when you bend your knees on the serve. So when you prepare to serve, a lot of you out there, when you go to serve, you're bending your knees and then you're sticking your butt out. What you want to practice doing is tucking the tail. I call it tucking the tail. So you have a tail here and you're tucking the tail underneath like this. Another way to look at it is pretend that your pelvis is a water bucket. A bucket, I should say, with water in it. And if you stick your butt back like this, now the bucket is tilted this way and the water is spilling out forward. But if you bring the bucket back to neutral like this, now the water is not going to spill out. I'll give you a third example. In Tai Chi, they talk about the horse stance. So you practice in this stance, in the horse stance like this. So notice my spine, it's in a neutral position. I'm not sticking my butt out like this. So if you can start to tuck your tail or keep the bucket of water neutral so that it's not spilling, or practice your horse stance, you can learn how to serve more efficiently. So how do we go about doing this? Well, when we want to practice getting to a trophy position. So when you go to the trophy position like this, you'll notice that I'm loading both my legs, but if you look at my spine, it's in a neutral position. I'm not in this position. So what you can do is, if you know that you squat and stick your butt out, you can get to this position like this and then just practice tucking your tail, fixing the water bucket. So this is the pelvis, the magic of the pelvis. You see how I'm moving here. Okay, I'm here and I tuck the tail. That's what you want to practice doing. If you're loving this lesson, you're going to get tremendous value out of the Serve Fundamentals Unlocked. This is my foundational program on the serve, and it's going to help you build your foundation and transform your serve so you can hold serve easier and win more matches. And all you have to do is click the link below this video to learn more. Of course, there's more to this. There's more elements, but that's the first step, is tweaking the position of your pelvis so that when you get to this position, you're tucking the tail and then you can drive up and keep that spine and that pelvis neutral. Let me give you another level to this, another layer to this. When you go to serve and you're tucking the tail, I want you to notice the front hip. The front hip bone, if I were to draw a line straight across, it's going to be higher than the back hip bone. If you were to squat down, they're going to be more level. So what you want to do is you want to tuck the tail, and then you want to practice tilting this hip up. Now, many of you might not have the range of motion to do so. If you would like more range of motion, I can help with that. So you can send us an email at support@tennisevolution. I can teach you the exercises that will help you get your pelvis into a better position for elite serving, for professional serving. So let's say you, again, have the habit of squatting. Tuck the tail, and then tilt the hips up. See what I just did? So step one, tuck the tail, tilt that front hip up. And that's what coaches talk about when they say get that hip over the baseline. You can't get the hip over the baseline and squat. It doesn't feel right. So you've got to tuck the tail and get that hip up. Now here's the third thing that makes it even more difficult to learn elite serving. A lot of players don't want to load this back leg. So when they get to trophy, they've already brought their foot up, or they've moved their foot, or they're all the way up on their front foot like this. You want to practice when you bend right here and you're tucking the tail and you're lifting the hip, you still want to feel some weight on this back leg. Okay? You want to feel that weight on the back leg. And that's what makes it difficult, because you're trying to load your legs, you're trying to get this hip to go out over the baseline, and then you're losing the drive from the back leg too early. So you want to really practice loading that back leg, tilting this hip up. Okay? So that's the 3-step formula, but right now what I want you to focus on is just getting that pelvis in a better position. So if you know that you like to bend and squat, right here, don't hit the ball, just tilt your pelvis forward, okay? Squat, tilt your pelvis forward. A lot of times I'll have players do it wrong so they can feel wrong and right, inefficient and efficient. Then you can see if you can actually find this position from the beginning. A lot of you, when you're learning to serve, when you toss the ball, here, I'll do it like this. When you toss the ball, no, I'll do it like this. When you toss the ball, you actually do a reverse hip move. So your hip goes back when you toss the ball like this. So you're trying to load this back leg, but then the hip shoots back. The hip needs to shoot forward. So it's shooting forward and you're pushing your butt forward. So again, imagine if you were doing kettlebell swings or dumbbell swings, you're squeezing your glutes at the end of this motion, right there. Squeezing the glutes. That's what you want to feel. You want to feel like you're squeezing your glutes at that trophy position. So try to avoid, when you toss the ball, bringing your hip back like this. Bring your hip forward like that. And you'll see all the great servers in that trophy position looking like they're in that similar position. I know this is very advanced and I know this is high level, but if you're thinking about tennis as a sport of a lifetime and you want to learn a proper serve, then I've got answers that can help you. And I've got the subtle details that can get you to the next level. And one of them is how you use your pelvis. It's one of the most challenging things in tennis to learn, but I want you to learn it. So, if you got a lot of value out of this lesson, make sure you leave us a comment or question below. Let us know what you think about the pelvis and the serve. Got a free gift for you as well. If you click the link below or somewhere in this video, I'm going to give you a free membership inside our Tennis Evolution app and in our online portal. You're going to get 21 lessons covering all aspects of tennis. Just my gift to you, because I want you to accelerate your learning. It's great to watch videos on YouTube, but I'm going to encourage you to pick a coach to follow, to be committed to. And if it's me, great. If it's someone else, that's fine too. Go ahead and click below, get that free gift, get signed up, take that journey with me, and let's get you to the next level.